Hi, my name is Amy Foster. I live in Richmond, Michigan. I have a studio that I run out of my house. I teach 3 days a week out of my studio, and I'm fortunate enough to teach out of Birmingham Bloomfield Art Center 2 days a week. I teach life drawing, both introduction and advanced life drawing. I teach portrait drawing, same thing, intro and advanced, and I teach costume figure drawing. I am so excited to finally be able to show the work of my students. This will be my first student show. BBAC is wonderful for allowing teachers, instructors, to allow their students to show their work. And of course, in that time, it gives us a chance to show what it is we teach. In the show, you're also going to see a range of time periods on these. The hardest thing for me when I was getting the students to pick their work was to try to explain to them that they didn't have to have a 2-hour piece, a finished drawing. The idea in my classes is we start with quick sketches. We eventually build up our momentum throughout the day. We build up our skill level. We build up our likeness and our accuracy by doing a series of short sketches, always at the beginning of class. A lot of the work that you're going to see are those wonderful sketches. You'll see a selection of some short sketches, some 1-minute sketches, some 2-hour long drawings. Hopefully the energy is still there in the long drawings. You'll see students of mine that range from probably age 16 up to 90. So you're going to see a full range of different stages in life showing work. We're going to show some framed work. We're also going to show a lot of unframed work. The one wall is going to be a collage of a lot of those intro sketches. So you're going to get a chance to see basically how my class would be run. You'll see some of the short ones in the portraits. You'll see just some eyes, nose, and mouths. You'll see just a little bit of maybe a torso, unfinished. You might see a little selection of some hands. And then you're going to get to see some nice framed work as well. Sometimes the easiest thing, or it could be the hardest thing, to get somebody excited about life drawing is working from that live model. If they come in with a little bit of knowledge already about life drawing, it's so wonderful because I can increase their passion in wanting to learn about the figure, to find those little nuances. When I teach anatomy and we start talking about the bone structure and suddenly they see it, it's exciting. But what do you do when you have somebody who may not be as excited about the figure? How do you explain to them how it's so exciting? Well, we start off with the quick sketches. We start talking about motion and action. And there's nothing more scary to have a student say, I don't know how to do it, I don't understand how to draw. And if you can explain to them, all you need to do is find the action first, the rest will follow. And then we can start with head, ribs, and hips. We can start with foundation, and then the rest will follow. You can't build arms unless you have a shoulder girdle. You can't build legs if you don't have a pelvic girdle. So once you start breaking it down a little bit easier for students, and they start to realize that this doesn't have to be such a scary subject matter, and then they get excited, and when they get excited, then I get excited, and we start to feed off of each other, and that is so exciting as a teacher. You know, occasionally you get somebody who comes in and says, oh, it's not for me, and then that's wonderful. Go on and find something else. But those that have been with me, and you're going to see in this show, there's some students I've had since the beginning of, it was 4 years ago I started teaching, and they've been taking this class over and over. And you're thinking, how can you take a class over and over? Well, the beauty of figure drawing is that every time that model changes, it's something new. Anytime they try a different pose, it's something new. So there's this wonderful energy that bounces from student to teacher to model to teacher, back and forth, and there's just wonderful energy in that realm. I work from live models whenever possible, which means that I am constantly inspired by their sense of movement. As they shift from one pose to the other, I get a chance to see their structure, their bone structure, their muscle structure. I love it. I love it. That's why I teach. That's why I love the figure. That's why I teach anatomy. The gesture drawings that we do to start every class, whether it's life drawing, whether it's portrait drawing, costume figure, it's that energy that they move. It's this rhythmic quality they have. I always have music playing, and if you get a model who's interested in what I'm listening to, they start to move with that music. The artist working at the easel gets a chance to move to that music, and so it's that blend of music and the quality of the model in front of me that is constantly exciting me, and the fact that it's ever changing. Like most artists, I drew as a child all the time. My only thing was I thought it would be a hobby. I never thought I'd go into it as a career. And it wasn't until I had a wonderful art instructor by the name of Janet Chikmakis in high school. And she convinced my parents that art school was the route for me to go. And it was a hard push. I didn't want to be that starving artist, But they talked me into it, and it wasn't until I saw a show at the DIA, and it was an Andrew Wyeth show, and it was his Helga series, and it put equal importance on his sketches as well as his finished product.